points, the pointer on raising capital, think on paper. A lot of entrepreneurs will come and say, look, I'm looking for $10 million, $20 million. Wonderful. What is the business plan? Oh, I can do this, I can do this, I can do that. So where is the paper? Oh, I don't have anything on the paper. And I keep telling again and again, think on paper. Whatever questions you are asking, if you ask on paper, it will refine your thinking a lot more and a lot more easily. Because ideas come and ideas go. If you and me develop that habit of writing down things, I think it will make a lot more sense. And when you don't have even a business plan or a paper or something, what do you show to some investor? You're not prepared. And only a prepared mind can win the race. So never forget that part, that whatever you are doing, where you are coming from, where you are going, needs to be put on a piece of paper. Otherwise, you will end up spending a lot of time with every guy you interact with. You are not wasting only your time, you are also wasting his or her time. Right? So it's important that one time exercise you do, which you keep saying is, you have to have an investor deck in place, and you also should know where are my projections. A very simple manner, what does it mean is, if you come to me and say, cut me a check, I'm going to ask you 3 questions. First question is, what amount do you want? Second question I'm going to ask is, where does this money go? And third question I'm going to ask is, if, assuming I cut you the check and you invest this money the way you want, what happens to the P&L? And I can tell you, bosses, with my own experience, 70%, maybe 80% of the cases, people have no answer. Because they have not done the homework. And I repeat, there is no substitute to doing the homework. The more you come prepared, you improve your own chances of getting what you are looking for. If you are unprepared, I repeat, you are not wasting your own time, you are wasting someone else's time as well. And you as an entrepreneur have the responsibility of respecting people's time, because you may not get the second chance with the guy. So it's very important that you go prepared, and these 2 things are very, very basic. If you can't do it yourself, hire someone to do it for you, because there are a lot of people who can do that work for you at a very small price. And once you have done that, you have created a kind of foundation for starting negotiations, interactions, what we call. Debt, I think, should be very careful about. I would all the time say, because in the initial part, debt will have the cash flow obligations from the beginning, and businesses at the initial level, because you all come from the startup space, may not have or may have very erratic cash flows. Right? So it can give you really tough time. So I think one has to be very, very careful about, otherwise it could be a great recipe for the debt at the very, very, very early stage. This is again a very interesting point. Nowadays people come with a business plan and a piece of paper and talk about valuation of $100 million. You do nothing but laugh. Because there is nothing on the ground, there is no execution, there is nothing, right? And people talk 100 million, 200 million, whatever it is. Crazy stuff. So I would always believe that people need to focus upon value proposition, because if you focus upon value proposition, valuations will happen. If you focus upon valuation, even business will not happen. Yeah? So I think everyone has to be passionate about, serving humanity as an entrepreneur. If you and me have found a specific area of serving people, and the more people you serve, obviously the more money is going to come back to you and me. There is absolutely no doubt. So what is critical is focusing upon value proposition and sharpening that part. The more you do it, I think the valuations will happen automatically. I am very, very careful and very skeptical of the entrepreneurs who come and start the discussion with valuation, not on the value proposition. I keep going back to the question, भाई साहब आप ये बताइए सर्व क्या कर रहे हैं? Where is the need? Is the customer looking for what you are doing? A number of times, the answers are not very clear. So spend time thinking, have the clarity on part, focus upon value proposition, sharpen it every day. Ask this question, where do we exist? And why do we exist as an organization, or how do I exist as an entrepreneur? If you don't have the answer to this question, it's very clear that probably there is no room for the business and for the valuation part. Valuation is the last thing we should be there in mind for sure. I always believe that a lot of guys in the tech world are technocrats. They come from the technology background, they may come from the operational background, but a number of times they do not have any finance background. And if they don't have, you have to create that complementary skill set. And obviously, finance guys could be very expensive, so it's better to hire someone on part-time basis. There are many external CFOs available or otherwise. We also work with several startups as external CFOs or advisors to them. So I think you should find someone and you have to trust the guy who will stand with you and work with you basically to take the business to the next level. So, because without finance, at the end of the day, every qualitative aspect of the business needs to convert into the numbers, right? So, understanding of how this financial part works is very critical. If you have someone inside, wonderful. If you don't, I think you need to engage someone who can basically help you on that financial maze. And very important, I think, this world is going through very difficult time on the governance side. I truly believe it could be a very large word, but it simply means do what is right. Just being honest with yourself, with the entire ecosystem you and me are operating with people around you, be it internal or external. As all the time Stephen Covey said, right thing in the life is to do right thing. As long you and me do what is right, and you can put your hand on the heart and sleep well in the night, I think that is what the governance is. And to my mind, whatever rough weathers you and me are going through, this one pillar if you and me strongly hold, we will sail through the rough weathers, right? Times will come, good times will come, bad times will come, night will come, day will come. But I think the governance pillar should not be left. And Puneet also said, I am also the first generation entrepreneur. And having worked with Government of India, I worked with SEBI for 7 years, worked with Citi for 5 years. And every time I shifted the job, and from Citi when I moved out, my father also behaved the same way, saying, what the hell you are up to? अच्छा खासा गवर्नमेंट का जॉब था, प्राइवेट छोड़ के भी अपना कुछ करना है, ये सब कहाँ से दिमाग में रोज आता है? Right? It was not easy, right? But and 10 years have been having their own journey, ups and the downs, right? So we evolve, as I said, but never lose that governance pillar, I think, because this one pillar will hold you for very long. Because to my mind, reputation is the next big currency in the world, which everyone doesn't have. So don't lose the reputation, because if you lose the reputation, there is no money. But if you hold the reputation, whatever bad time you have had, probably you will be able to again create money. So reputation is what you should hold on for sure.